Creating and leading an effective remote work team requires you to provide your team with 5 things, but they're probably not the things you expect. Welcome to Gimbal's Tip of the Week, where you get practical, actionable advice you can use right away to start building a more productive and profitable legal practice. Why? Because every lawyer deserves a practice that gives them financial success and the time to enjoy it. In last week's tip, we talked about the distinction between a work group and a team. If you missed it, there's a link below. Our focus today, and for the rest of this month, is what you can do as a leader to create effective teams in your practice. Google examined 180 of its own teams across 2 years, and they found that effective teams shared 5 characteristics. I'm going to run through each one and give you tips for encouraging each characteristic. The first is psychological safety. Team members need to feel secure enough to be vulnerable and express themselves freely. People shouldn't be afraid to speak up, to share their views, or even to make mistakes. When people know their mistakes won't be held against them, they take risks, and risks are what lead to innovative solutions and breakthroughs. What can you do? Well, you can create this feeling of safety by treating mistakes as learning opportunities whenever that's possible. Encourage your team members to speak up and validate them when they do. Number 2 is dependability. Teams are more effective when the members are dependable and they can count on each other to be equally dependable. This means that each team member produces a high standard of work and that work is done on time. To encourage dependability, you can use project plans to ensure that everyone knows what needs to get done and when, and set reasonable deadlines. These deadlines and other expectations need to be clearly communicated to ensure that everyone is on the same page. So we've had psychological safety and dependability. The next one is structure and clarity. Team members need to understand where they fit in the grand scheme of the project or the matter that they're working on, and where they fit in a team in general. This can get tricky in the context of remote workers. You may need to create a much clearer framework for your team members, especially in relation to their roles and functions. And you'll need to ensure that it's explicitly communicated. That framework is explicitly communicated to everyone on the team. Again, a solid project plan is going to help you here. Characteristic number 4 is meaning. Google's research found that teams were far more effective when members found the work meaningful in some way. And no one wants to feel like their time is being wasted. And obviously, not every task is thrilling or exciting. That grunt work, it still has to get done. But people are more effective when they know that their work, even the menial day-to-day tasks, contributes to the team's ultimate objective. It sounds challenging, but this one is actually easy. You can foster a sense of meaning simply by giving positive feedback and publicly expressing gratitude to your team members. Let them know that their work advances the overall project. Okay, so we've had 1, psychological safety, 2, dependability, 3, structure and clarity, 4, meaning. Finally, the 5th element of an effective team is impact. Team members need to feel like their work has an impact on the overall goal. In other words, how do their little puzzle pieces contribute to the big picture? Effective teams feel like their work matters to the firm and to the ultimate completion of whatever mandate you're working on. The easiest way to do this is to ensure that people can see that big picture. So share a process map or a project plan. Tell them the client's overall objectives so they understand how their work helps you achieve your goals. So this week's tip, improve the effectiveness of your remote work teams by fostering these 5 characteristics: psychological safety, dependability, structure and clarity, meaning, and impact. Understanding the 5 characteristics of effective teams is just one of the things we cover in our new 60-minute keynote, Working Together When You're Working Apart. Join us next week when we'll be looking at some common frustrations with working remotely and how you can use a quick reset to get your team back on track. Sign up below so you don't miss it. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you next week. And don't forget to give us a call if you would like to bring working together when you're working apart into your organization and take a deeper dive into the strategies that will improve how you and your colleagues across the firm manage remote teams.